our dispatchers help us get rental cars, right? And this last rental car that I got, they had me in a Land Rover. I felt so bougie. I felt so bougie. Oh my God. All I needed was my nails done.
There you go. There you go.
Welcome to Six Figure Trucker, the podcast where we share advice on how to be successful in trucking and have fun while doing so. We'll share stories, news, and advice on how to earn six figures in trucking, and we'll speak to guys and gals that are already doing so. Let's get to the show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Six Figure Trucker, brought to you by Norton Transport. And, you know, if you listen to us each and every week, you know that this is a venue where we elevate and celebrate the drivers, the ones that make our company so great. Couldn't do it without them. And as I mentioned last week, I would be remiss for not having a female driver on because it's been so long. That's on me. That's my bad. But we have redeemed ourselves and are bringing back Jennyfer Rodriguez Estrada, who is one of our drivers. She's a non-CDL driver and joins us from the road now. She's taking her break. Jennyfer, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
If I were any better, I'd have to sit on my hands to keep from clapping. Now, you seem
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, you seem just in conversation over the phone here that you have a very positive outlook. Would that be an accurate description of the way you carry yourself?
I try to find a silver lining in everything, and you know, it's either a lesson or my own karma. And if it's my karma, well, I pretty much earned it.
Gotcha. You get what you sow. You get what you sow. Now, you haven't always been a driver. Started driving back in 22. Non-CDL driver, but you were, as you mentioned last week, you were a Lyft and Uber driver for 5 years. But there's also something about you that is unique. Tell us what your passion was that led you to a pursuit back in, I think you told me, 2018?
Correct. I was going to school for criminal justice, working on I believe it was the root of evil or the root of all evil. And we had to, talk and discuss what our opinions, our thoughts, our theories were about where evil comes from, and are people capable of, are they born evil? Are they born good? Is it something that's triggered by their environment, their upbringing? And we were discussing this in class, had to write a paper on it, and I think that triggered a dream I had, and I started getting ideas on what could we do, as a society to make it better. Well, why don't we just round up all these people and put them on an island where they can't get out of, where they have minimal resources, and just put them there with no way out, no chance of getting out. The only way they would get out would be truly changing. And there are people that after they hit a certain point of evil, they don't change. So that gave me the idea to write a couple of books on, it started as one book, but it got so long it turned into 3 books about how to change society and society's outlook on rehabilitating people and how we rehabilitate people and can people be rehabilitated. So I look forward to maybe someday publishing all 3.
Gotcha. That's a pretty deep topic. It sounds like it's one you put a lot of thought into.
Yeah, I did. I had help from a few friends, and I'm grateful for them taking the time to read my chaos and help me correct things and help me stay focused, because I tend to fantasize and go off topic sometimes. So I had help. It wasn't just a me project, but...
Vivid imagination?
Yes. So I'll start writing about bunnies and end up talking about trucks.
You're listening to Jennyfer Rodriguez Estrada here on the Six Figure Trucker, brought to you by Norton Transport. And we're learning there's a lot more to Jennyfer than just driving trucks. She's a non-CDL driver who will be working to get her CDL license come September. And she's also a hopeful author hoping to get published. And she's got 3 books already written, just not published. And what is the name of this series of books?
So when you put all 3 books together, the titles will read New World Order. But the subtitle underneath each major word for the first book would be, I'm not convinced fully on the name yet, but it's like New Beginnings, and then World and Chaos, and like the importance of order.
Now, the genesis of this book, did it come from the class, or had you been thinking about it before the class?
It was triggered by that class. There were classmates of mine that had really good points on how, evil can be triggered by environment. And then there are people that are born chemically just wired different. So everybody had their own opinion on it, which I love dialogue when people have different opinions on it, but don't become defensive. As long as we're willing to all talk about it. So everybody had different opinions. Everybody was willing to listen to one another. So it created a really nice environment to the point where when I went to sleep, I ended up having a dream of just, rounding up all these people, putting them on boats, shipping them off to an island where they can either rehabilitate themselves there and create a society there, but on their own with limited resources, or just, pass away.
Gotcha. Now, do you have a target date? Are you still hoping to publish these?
Well, I went through a divorce and I didn't want to publish them while I was married because I didn't want my ex to make a claim to any of the earnings, to any of the royalties in case I did make any money off of it. And then I got into trucking and I haven't really looked at them in a while. So I'm not sure when I'll publish them or if I'll publish them, but
life can get in the way sometimes when you got to pay the bills. And you also have 4 children. Is that right?
Yes, sir. I have a daughter who's 18 and 3 boys who are 16, 14, and 12.
Gotcha. Now, being a truck driver and a single mother of 4 children, how do you balance all that?
Well, I have wonderful kids who sometimes can be chaotic, but they're very independent. I've taught them all how to cook, how to take care of themselves. So they don't entirely need me there anymore to be, act present there every day. I check in with them throughout the day, every day, and they ask if they have any questions about what they're cooking or what needs to be done. If they need me home for any reason, they do try to give me notice. They're kids. They don't always give me proper notice. But I have really good friends who live close by. My next door neighbor is an amazing neighbor. Yeah, I have help. It takes a village. You
got a support network there. Now, you were telling us last week that your 2 passions are driving and cooking. Now, you had mentioned to you had mentioned to me before we got on the show that your children also cook at a youthful age. Obviously, that's something you passed on to them.
Oh, yeah. Cooking is our love language. We show love through food.
What are some of your favorite dishes to cook?
Oh, that's hard. We love cooking Mexican food. Obviously, we're Mexican. And we love cooking Vietnamese food. Gotcha.
That's a good range there of food there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how long? Hey, I'm assuming you're a really good cook, and did you come about it through evolution? Someone teach you? How did you become such a good cook?
Well, see, my grandma is very old school, and when I was little, she used to tell me that if I didn't learn how to cook, my husband would return me. So I had to learn how to cook at a very young age.
I gotcha. That's so funny.
But I love it. I love it.
On your schedule driving, do you drive over the weekends, or do you try to be at home over the weekends?
If I can stay out throughout the weekend, I'll do it. Kids are on break right now. I'll take every load, any load. When the kids go back to school, I do like to be home maybe one weekday and one weekend day, just so that I have a good balance. If anything needs to be done at school for them, I can be there on a weekday and take care of it for them at school. And then also weekends are important. We have Sunday dinners with friends and family every Sunday. So if we can't make it on a Sunday, we'll make it on a Monday or Tuesday. But we do have weekly dinners.
Each week here on the Six Figure Trucker, brought to you by Norton Transport, we always hear a lot from drivers about the freedom they have with a Driveaway schedule, the flexibility. Is that something that's true for you too?
It is. There are pros and cons to having a load board to pick loads off of. The big pro for me is being able to choose loads that will still get me home for the things that I need to get home to for my kids, for friends, for family.
Now, speaking of the load board, being a non-CDL driver, I would imagine that all you guys non-CDL drivers watch that load board like a hawk.
Oh my God, yes.
How often are you looking at it?
Oh, every time I stop. Or if I'm in traffic and it's come to a complete stop, I'll peek at it a little bit. But yeah, every time I stop and I got lucky today. I got a really good combination, like a combination of 2 loads for tomorrow and Friday that would carry me over the weekend and get me back to Texas by Monday.
I got you. Now, did your dispatch team help you hook that up?
Yes. Oh, and I gotta say, our dispatchers help us get rental cars, right? And this last rental car that I got, they had me in a Land Rover. I felt so bougie. I felt so bougie. I oh my God. All I needed was my nails done.
There you go. There you go. Now, you want to give a shout out to your dispatch team?
Oh, yeah. I love Haley, Laura, Kelsey, Lo, the evening shift. I am terrible with names, but I believe Leanne in the weekends and who else? Julio in the evenings as well. And I cannot remember anybody else's name. I don't talk to them often enough, but yeah, shout out to all of them.
Gotcha. Now, I think you shared with us last week, you're on your way to New York and you've got your load planned out to get you back home. When do you start looking for the following week?
Probably Friday for anything that can be scheduled out for Tuesday or Wednesday. If I don't find anything for Tuesday, then I can just go home since I'll be in Texas.
Gotcha. No place like Texas.
Oh, you got that right.
How hot's it been there this summer?
Well, I haven't been there often enough, but it's getting hotter. I was told today that it got up to 100 in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, so a little bit over 100. And I'm glad I'm in Ohio.
I gotcha. Well, Jennyfer Rodriguez Estrada, thank you so much for being on the Six Figure Trucker and sharing your stories on and off the road last week about being mistaken for being a lot lizard, which you certainly are not. You're one of our best drivers, and we appreciate you and all that you do. Thank you so much, and be safe on the road.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Six Figure Trucker is brought to you by Norton Transport. Norton Transport is a drive-away trucking company that customers can rely on. It offers excellent independent contract driving opportunities to professional, courteous, and qualified drivers that can provide the kind of service we deliver. If you're interested in learning more about Norton or just want to subscribe to the show, check out 6-figuretrucker.com. That's 6-figuretrucker.com.